I've always tried not to interfere in your private affairs.
I always try not to interfere in your governance.
Okay, so these are all very similar things. Affairs, business, private affairs is more private business, and then problems. They're all very situations that you have to solve in life.
So teacher, let's go back to number 11 about the get the word.
Yeah.
It also means tragedy.
It also means what?
Tragedy.
Practical.
Tragedy.
Treasure.
T-R-A-C-E.
Tragedy.
Tragedy.
Oh, tragic?
Tragedy.
Tragedy. Oh, tragedy. Okay. When you hear the word tragedy, so let's.
Tragedy.
What is a tragedy?
Sad.
Sad.
Tragedy.
Sad. It's in my mind. It's a. This is my definition. But a sad event that happens.
It's like disaster.
Is what?
Disaster.
Disaster? Yes. Yes. So that's what I want to get to. Is that. Okay, guys, listen to this. Listen to this. So tragedy is a sad event that happens. Tragedy, you mentioned a disaster. It could be like a flood, one of the major floods that's happening here. It could be. It is sad, yeah, but it usually involves a disaster, something that's big that happens. In the United States, the September 11th terrorist attacks, we would say that's a tragedy. Pearl Harbor, well, I'm using all the United States examples. But does that make sense what a tragedy would be? It's a little different from regret, because regret is something you wish you could take back. But potentially, it's more of having to do with the decision that you made that you now regret. Tragedy is more of an event that takes place that you really had no control over, that is sad and affects, really, a lot of times affects a lot of people. It's different than regret. And regret is a feeling that you have based on a decision that you made.
Sure. Usually we can use with small sad events or just like the September events.
This word?
Yeah, tragedy.
You can use it for smaller events too. Yeah. More so, I hear it more with bigger events, but you're right in that you could use it with smaller events. I'm trying to think of a good example. You could say. Yeah.
It's more concerned with death.
What is it?
D-A-T-H. With the word tragedy, it also concerned with death. D-E-A-T-H.
Death? Oh, death. It can be. And that's usually involved in the more like major situations, such as September 11th, such as a big flood. Not necessarily that people died, but definitely that people were affected, that it affected their lives. But I could use this word in other ways to say tragedy means...
Romeo and Juliet, a tragedy story.
It's a tragic story, yes. And that it was, okay, that's a great example. Let's use a love story, Romeo and Juliet, or even a couple friends of mine, in that their relationship was a great relationship, and eventually bad things happened to separate them apart. You could say, and let's use my friends as an example, just pretend, that my friends had a great romance. Everybody thought they were going to be together the rest of their lives. But certain events, whatever those events were, pulled them apart to where they couldn't be with each other. Somebody might say, that is tragic, how they got separated. That is a tragic event. That is a sad event that happens. So it didn't involve necessarily life or death. And you could use it, it just shows there's many ways. It's whatever a sad event is in your life, whatever something that you wish didn't happen in your life, you could use, that was a tragedy, that was tragic, to describe it.
Can we say it is the tragedy that he born in the poor family like this?
Okay, yes, you could say that was a tragedy, yeah, or that was a tragic event, or that it was tragic that he had to grow up in that, yeah. Okay, number 13. I forget who we left off.
làm cái gì làm cái gì
Nobody wants to go? Wait, start.
I'm old enough to make up my own mind.
I am big enough to make up my own mind.
I'm grown up enough to make up my own mind.
I'm mature or to make up my own mind.
I am intelligent enough to make my up own mind.
Okay, great. All right, two more groups. So 14.
Thanks for the advice, but this is something I have to work out for myself.
Thank you for the advice, but this is something